Hey, YouTube. Well, I thought I would stay out of this. I thought I would say, well, I've done this Wilson thing long enough now. Let's hand this off to this other child. What's this girl name? An eye opener. The eye opener. Well, the eye opener has now taken on the task of keeping Jay Wilson in line or reporting on all of his inconsistencies and his hypocrisy, right? And from my opinion, she does well. So you guys might want to check out the eye opener. She pulls this person apart, and I just kind of got burnt on it. And then after Atlanta came back, I kind of figured, well, it's kind of done. It felt like it was kind of done. But now this new thing is going on YouTube that I find ironic, right? Now, of course, it's none of my business, but that's what we do on here, right? We get in each other's business. So look at that gray hair. Oh, my God. That ain't food, people. That's great, real gray hair. I tried to, Lord have mercy. I've never been good with shaving mustache. Anyway. Yeah, I'm obsessed. Anyway, so this thing is going on. So apparently, Tracy has then got herself into a kerfuffle here. Y'all know I like Tracy. I like Tracy because she likes me. We haven't had any problem, and it's nice when you don't have problem with people, but it's difficult when all these people are interacting, right? Because the other person, Wolverine, is apparently if it's the same one, is a moderator on my channel. So I feel compelled to defend the person if they haven't done anything wrong, right? So they have been into it for a while. I try to stay neutral because I know no matter who I like on YouTube, they're beefing with someone that I don't like, or if I don't like them, they're beefing with somebody who I do like. And it gets very, very complicated, right? And I don't want to live the rest of my life in the beef sector. Well, I can be here, but I don't want it to be. This thing is getting worse and worse and worse and worse, right? But what offends me about this situation with Tracy, Wolverine, and this Wilson, who has inserted himself as if it was his problem. I find it so wrong on so many fronts. First of all, I see Wolverine as being the innocent in this thing. I don't know why they fell out. Apparently, he used to give these people lots of money. He switched to one, then they hate him and like that. And I was under the impression that Wolverine was some kind of terrible person. What I saw last night on 5A's channel didn't present it that way at all. So yes, it is wrong what is happening on this sector, this doxing thing. This doxing thing is going to end up. You know what I was amazed about with VS? I was amazed that now in these modern times that a judge, look at my mouth moving too slow. What's that all about? Let me empty my trash. Sometimes when you empty your trash, it'll speed your computer up. Let's do that. Trash. Empty. Hear that noise? That's trash. Maybe it'd be better. I don't know. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, the thing, because Wilson, he done made 3 and 4 videos about this situation. A situation that has nothing to do with him. So I don't feel bad about jumping in something that's not my business, because that's essentially what this whole thing is. That's what him jumping in someone else's business. He's claiming all along that he is afraid for Tracy. He don't want to see her end up in jail. He don't want to see her killed. He don't want to see her beat up. He don't want to see this. He don't want to see that. I'm coming to her defense. Did she ask you to come to her defense, Jay Wilson? The thing about the situation with VS was nobody could touch VS. They all tried to sue her and serve her and do all these things to her. It was the only time they could get VS was when someone put their hands on someone else, right? And only the person whom she put hands on could bring VS down and press charges against her. It's not Jay Wilson driving around talking about, I'm going to go to maybe I'll stop at the police station, or I'm going to make that call. Just threat after threat after threat after threat. Now, I don't know why people are saying that a threat of killing people and beating them up and rolling up on them and all this shit is anything less than calling the police on people. I see calling the police on people as a much more of a threat. You keep saying you don't want her in jail, then you're the one. Then you go right into I'm going to call the police. Which is it, Jay Wilson? We've had a couple of good weeks here, but I want to say something to you. This whole thing with Tracy and this doxing started when you doxed her and denied it. You still have yet to take responsibility for what you've done. And yes, she's out of control. Bless her heart. She's out of control with this doxing thing because you said it was okay. You said it was okay. And it must have been 50 people who told you that what you did was wrong and it was doxing. And you consistently said it was not doxing, right? Because you said, oh, I just drove by her house and took pictures of her phone lines and took pictures of the gas station beside her. And I took pictures of this and I took pictures of that. So why is that not doxing? This is just what happens when you start this damn thing. You started it. You began with her. She swung back at you by doxing your job that she was sure you didn't have. So she started off by hitting you back. And now it's progressed to this, where everybody just doxing everybody and it's fine. You have yet to take responsibility for your role in this thing. Who told you that it was okay for you to go around there terrorizing a single woman by making her paranoid in her own house and refusing to take responsibility for that? It was doxing. It was dead wrong. You had no reason driving around anybody's house, taking pictures of anything around anybody's house, because it was all intimidation. You wanted to intimidate her. That's what you did. And this is what we have now. So no, I'm not getting all hot and bothered like you are in somebody else's beef. But let me tell you something. No matter how much you drive around the police station, no matter how much you're going to make that call, the police do not give a shit about you making a call about somebody else's business. If Wolverine wanted to press charges on her, it would be totally up to him. It would have nothing to do with you. That's why nobody could bring down VS, because it had to be the person in whom was assaulted. It'll be a long, drawn-out, complicated thing, but it has got absolutely nothing to do with you, Jay Wilson. Driving around talking about, hey, Jay Wilson, you're going to have to, listen to me. Hey, listen to me. You're going to have to work on the repeating. You're making videos an hour and a half and you're saying the same thing through the whole thing. I tried to count and I couldn't even count how many times you say you're going to call the police. Stop repeating yourself. There's something you could work on. You could go to your videos and you will say, sit down and don't say nothing. And just look at your videos and see how many times you repeat yourself. Tell Mark, take notes. How many times am I saying the same thing over and over again? It's extraordinarily annoying. It's saying to a person, I'm just going to make a long video, an hour and a half video. It ain't got nothing to do with what I want to me saying anything. I'll just say the same thing. And all these people are so stupid that they don't realize that I'm not saying anything. I'm just talking loud and ain't saying nothing. Step off them people's business. Yes, Tracy has got in the thing now where she thinks that this thing is okay because you started it. You are the one. It would help the situation if you would take responsibility for your own actions. You say, well, you know what? I want to apologize to Tracy and to this sector of YouTube. I want to say this. It was wrong what I did. I should not have taken pictures of that person's house. I should not have suggested addresses. I should not have done anything that I did in the beginning. Yes, she took a picture of my father's house. Why wouldn't she? And this lame excuse that it's something that's public information. Baby, everything is public record. But you're not supposed to go and dig in the records and amplify them on YouTube. So don't act like she's so horrible and you're so good because you did the same damn thing. You began it. You ran out of words. And now you're so upset. It's just driving you nuts about Wolverine, a person who you claim you don't even like. You just hate Tracy so much. And so you use the example of this movie thing, this tiger, whatever, which is basically the story of an extended beef. And a lot of it was an online beef they had in that movie, right? A lot of it was a long beef. It ended up close to being a murder, right? Use that example. So I'm going to ask you, how what you're doing any different? You keep escalating. Escalating and escalating and escalating. This situation here between those two people has got nothing to do with you. Wolverine said, listen here, let me put this to silence. I'm going to go on Five Babes channel and I'm going to show myself. He was forced to do that. Or it seems like he had to do that to get this person off of his, I don't know if it's other person who she docked by mistake. You know what? I didn't even get into the details of what happened there, what their situation was. I just know it wasn't your situation. It wasn't yours. You amplify things. You're making things worse and worse. And this obsession, but you keep talking about you want to call the police on somebody. I think that is worse. You think VS hitting that girl in the back of the head and knocking her down, that was the worst thing that could happen? I don't think it's the worst thing that happened. You call the police on somebody and you end up getting them sent to jail for a year. I think it's at least as equally as bad. You tired of beefing with Creasy? Shut it down. All it would take is a couple of days and you not say anything about her. But you escalate. You're escalating, and you're making her escalate. Right? I'm not getting into the details because all you guys everybody beefs with everybody. You really can't even identify that you're a friend of anybody on here because more than likely they're going to be beefing with people that you don't like. Right? But wrong is wrong. You know I'm hypersensitive to the wrongdoings you do, but I want you to acknowledge that you are the one who started this doxing thing with Tracy. You did it. You took it off YouTube. You took it out of got in your car and went all the way to her neighborhood to stalk her. You say, oh, I ain't stalk her. I didn't stalk her. Until you can admit your role, you have no credibility. Nothing. What you say is bullshit. Why are you going to the police station about somebody else's business? Accept responsibility for what you did. You started. Everybody told you that was wrong. And you still, to this day, would not even admit that you doxed that woman and you got her on this path of doxing people. You did it.